Hello, this is your Sistra. Welcome to the second part of my guide, Europa Universalis 4. Today I want to show you how we start a game and how the user interface looks like and explain you some basic mechanics. We will start with France. First you have to choose a country to start with. I choose France. And then you go on play, and then you can select the game mode. You have two modes. First is the normal mode, where you can save as much as you want, and then there is the Iron Man mode. Oh man! If you use the Iron Man mode, you can get achievements. But the point is, you get only one save file for the Iron Man mode, so you cannot load at any point on the game when you want to. I will show you this. I go and play, and then I will have to create a save game. I create France, and I can do it on my local device, so on my computer or on the cloud. I prefer the cloud because it's safer. I had often problems with the local saves. They were gone, and it was not good. So file name, starting Iron Man, and the save game is created, and when he says only this save file and to backup. So when you start a game, the user interface looks like this. We start here. This is Treasury. It shows you how many money you have and how your income is. The next one is manpower. It shows you how many people you have to refill your armies. As you can see, there are at the moment we have 19,000. The maximum is 48,400, and we gain 356 each month. And there are quite a lot of modifiers that that gives you bonuses or no bonuses or negative bonuses. So from provinces we get a lot, and we have the feudal monarchy, which gives us 10% additionally on the maximum, and French traditions which have 20% additionally, and also this recovery that we have a bonus from the nobility and from the armed tradition. There are a lot of more bonuses, especially from ideas you can get. Then there are our sailors. We can only get sailors from coast provinces. That's the point. The sailors are the manpower for your ships. So then there is the stability. At the moment we have 0. You can hire the stability through events, or also you can get lower through events, or it gets lower when your ruler dies, for example. A positive stability gives you bonuses to your unrest. Your unrest is lower. You get more taxes, and your missionaries is stronger, for example. And negative stability highest your unrest, and that's what you do not want. Definitely not. The next thing is corruption. The higher the corruption, the higher highest your costs. Or all your costs for things you pay with monarch points. So this is the main thing why it's really good to hold corruption down. If you get additional corruption from extension, so rise, you can counter this by spending money. Then there is the prestige. Currently you have +8. The prestige has a yearly decay. 5% of the base value, and it gets higher through several bonuses. For example, the power projection, or we get a smaller decay because we have great power. A high prestige is very good. It gives you quite some bonuses to your moral of armies and navies, to grow with trade power, to your legitimacy, as you can see, and to aggressive expansion impact is lowered, which is some quite a good thing. Also, the institutional embracement cost is lowered. This is so positive prestige is a very good thing. The next thing is legitimacy. Legitimacy, we have a legitimacy because we are monarchy. Other other governments formed like republics, for example, have republican tradition, or like courts, they have vote unity, and they are slightly different. High legitimacy is very good, mainly because it lowers unrest. Now, as you can see, it gives national unrest -2, and it hires the tolerance of heretics and Hanan, which also lowers unrest. So that's the main point why high legitimacy is very important. Then here's the power projection. High power projection gives you some bonuses to your moral of armies and navies, to prestige, the legitimacy, for example. And if you have more than 25 or 25 more, you get an additional leader without upkeep. And if you have 50 or more, you get one additional point per monarch point per type. So this is also very good thing to have a high power projection, and you can get this by getting stronger than your rivals, for example, or by in a peace treaty you can humiliate your rival, then you get also power projection. Then here you can see how many merchants you have, how many are free, the same for colonists, diplomats, and missionaries. Below that you can see the ages, the age of discovery. You only see this with the Mandate of Heaven DLC. So if you don't see this, you don't have this DLC. And this is a mechanic where you have some goals you can achieve. As you can see, discover, for example, discover America, or have a large city. We have large city, so we have achieved this. You can see it's not gray. If you have 3, you can start a golden era, which gives us some nice bonuses for 50 years. You can do it only once per game. The next thing is you get Splendor. At the moment we get +3 because the base value is +1, and we have a fulfilled objective with +2. If we have 800 Splendor, we can buy an additional bonus like Justified Wars, Aggressive Expansion, and pay -10%, which is quite, I think, quite the strongest one here, and also improved war taxes. These two are the strongest. The rest, it's not so good. Then you have 4 different ages: Discovery, Reformation, Absolutism, and Revolutions. This will start 10 years after the Protestant faith is enabled, this year after global trade has been discovered, and so on. And if a new age starts, the old bonuses are gone, and you have to get new bonuses. So that's this. Then the upper right corner, you can see the date. Here you can show you the timeline. If you want, just try it. You can see your points and your rank. Then here you can higher your game speed or lower it. You can unpause the game and pause it. And here, this chalice, here you can see the achievements. If you click on it, you can see all the achievements you can get with this game. For example, it would be Bip Blip Blob, one really hard achievement. 100 corporants before 1500. This is quite hard. And so on and so on. You can go through all the achievements you can possibly get with this game. Then you have the outliner. You can open or close this outliner here. We have additional information. First you can see diplomats, what they're doing and how far they are with what they're doing. Then you can see merchants, where they are and what they do. You can see your armies, you can see navies, you can see estates at the moment. Go to the options. I don't want to see this estate, so I go with this plus. Here I have the options where I can simply turn this off. Or some other things I could turn on and off here, and then I close it. Then we go to the lower right corner where you see the minimap. If you click on the minimap, you click. On the minimap you can see some green dots. These green dots are your armies. Red dots are enemies armies. You can also zoom in or zoom out here, or with your mouse. Then here you can see map modes. At the moment I'm in the political. You can also go to terrain view, but I really like the political because you can see where the other countries really are. Then you have trade mode and so on and so on. If you want to add some other modes, you click on a free one, edit. I add do I add government times, for example. Then would see here's a feudal monarchy, English monarchy, and so on. And if I click right on this, I can add a lot more. Coalition, for example. I have added it here, and if I click here, I can switch between these two. So down below, you get the menu, where you have settings, measured settings, etc. You have the ledger, very important. It's an important statistic, except for especially the military statistics, which shows you how much force limited armies all the countries have that you have explored, that you can see. It shows you the force limit, how many manpower they have, and how many troops they have. So very, very important if you go into war. Check this out. But I will tell you more about this in a further guide. Then you have the history. Well, where you can see, okay, the reign has begun during his reign. The province of Berry were gained, and so on and so on and so on. And trigger modificators. If you go on this, you can see some modificators that can be activated. For example, we have if we get the conquest of Mecca. If you go here, if we own Mecca, so if you go here, you can see what you need to activate this. This will be active. If we own Mecca, we get an additional missionary and more yearly prestige. And here is, for example, the occupation of Rome. If we have Rome, the province of Rome, then we got a lot of miners. Okay, and there is a lot of more, as you can see, the Catholic Protestant Empire, and so on and so on and so on. So they are quite interesting. You should look at this. They are quite nice bonuses. And then the next one is this find province thing. If I go on here, and I will look for Paris. I type it in here and I get Paris. If I click on Paris, switch to map mode, then I'm transported to the province I look for. But I can only search for the provinces where I have no fog of war, as you can see. So only this I would see. So also a great thing if you're looking for a specific province here. This is quite a great thing. Here you see some additional things. For example, the whole Roman Empire. If you click on this, you can see all about the whole Roman Empire, who is the emperor, which reforms are activated, who are electors, and so on and so on. And here I have an additional for the papacy because we are Catholic. Then we have the papacy. So here you can activate all your bonuses, and if you have enough papal influence, and so on and so on. So this is what is important here. Yet here you get the log. This is not so important. And so we go on to the upper left corner. Here we have a country view. If I get on this, the first thing I see is my court. Here I can see my ruler, my king, Charles de Valois. I can see the heir, Louis de Valois, and I can see the queen consort, or queen, Marie d'Anjou. So this is the first thing. Here I can see how much skills they have. So this is how much power you get. I realized I forgot to show you this here, so I will show you this here. That this is here you can see how much administrative power you have, and you see the monthly increase. This is +6 because we have a base value +3 that we get, and Charles' administrative skill is 4, so we get additional 4 points, and -1 because of national focus. And you can see it here. So the more points he gets, the more skill he has, the more points we get. It's up to 6. So, and also you can see his personalities. This is also with the DLC. I will have to, but I can't remember at the moment which it was. Also so he has inspiring leader with 5% memory to armies, impossible advisors, and so on. Then you have buttons, 2 buttons here. The first thing is we can abdicate, we can make Charles abdicate and then we set the throne. But we get a hit of 20 legitimacy and 50 prestige. So it's quite a hit. But if you have a really weak, really weak monarch, then this is a very good choice. So we get a stronger one, so we can get more points. That's the first thing. The second thing, you can see it on your ear, and we can disinherit Louis. We get a hit of 50 prestige. This is quite a lot. But if you have a real bad ear, for example 001 or 011 or 111, something like this, it can be very good to do this, to get a stronger here. Then below this you see advisors. First here you can see how many points of administrative, diplomatic, and so on you get, and you have here this focus. You can set, at the moment this is diplomatic, so we get an additional 2 for diplomatic and -1 for the other 2. And also you can hire advisors. If you get on this thing here, if you click on it, you get advisors. You see advisors. The advisors you can hire. So the advisors are costly. They cost an additional price and a monthly upkeep. They're going from +1 to +3. The higher the skill is, the more expensive they are. So, but they not only give you a bonus to the administrative power, but they have also significant effects. The production efficiency is you get bonus to production efficiency if I hire him, or mission administrator if I hire him, and so on and so on. And you have also diplomatic advisors and military advisors, which are quite important because, for example, Model of Armies is quite strong, or discipline. These are very good if you go into war. The next thing is government. Here first you can see government type. Government rank is kingdom, and government type with monarchy. And here we can change a government type. If we click here, I can change it to despotic monarchy, administrative monarchy, and so on and so on. But these are only, or you can use them only if you have the administrative technology you need for this, and you need some administrative power to switch government. Here you can see the absolution if you are in the age of absolutism. Also here you can see country modifiers. Here you can see which culture we are. We are in the French culture group, so we accept Giscon and Occitan, and cultures in the primary culture group are the other ones. And here you can see the cultures we accepted and non-accepted cultures. Non-accepted cultures gives you a negative bonus to, for example, tax income. And you have a limit on how many cultures you can accept. You can also demote this culture. You can also shift your main culture to Occitan if there would be more than 50%. So diplomacy. Here you can see diplomacy. Here we can see our rivals, for example. This is the first thing. Our enemies, the countries, the that rival us, and here we can choose a rival. I click on this thing, I see a list, and from this I choose from rival, of course, England, and up to, I can choose up to 3. Then here I get the whole overview of my complete diplomacy. Here you can see the diplomatic relations, quite important. We have maximum of 4. If we go over this 4 diplomatic relations, we get -1 diplomatic power point or money point per diplomatic relations over the limit. So yeah, if you have a high income of points, then you can go over it, but don't do it. And then we have diplomatic reputation. Quite important for every diplomatic action. Gives you a bonus in diplomatic action, so it will be yeah, if your diplomatic reputation is higher, it's more likely than you can achieve diplomatically what you want to do, what you want to achieve. And then we have improved relations. That's a bonus on how fast you can improve relations with other countries. I will tell you more about all this in the diplomatic guide. So economy, here you can see an overview, complete overview of your economy. I will tell you more on the economy guide. Then the trade, also a complete overview over your economy, the whole modificators, but more to this on the trade guide. Then you can see technology. Here's the technologies. You can see which technology you have, which is the next one, and how many points you need for this. More in the technology guide. Then the ideas. If you get here, you can see all the ideas, all the national ideas. You can go through it, and you can see, or you can choose idea sets when you have them unlocked, or unlock the slot on idea set. But more in the guide about ideas. Here, missions and decisions. You can take missions. For example, royal marriage with Provence. And we have then, if I take it, and then I have an objective. If I get the royal marriage with Provence, I get a reward, diplomatic reputation. Then I can get the next mission. So quite a good thing to get additional bonuses. Then you can get some policies. You can add policies. You can only add policies if you have at least 2 idea groups finished. Then you have national decisions, as you can see, a lot. If you go the question mark, you can see what do you need to enact this decision. And if you get here on this envelope, you can see what the decision would bring you. So if I had declared statute restraint of peers, the papal state is lower than -50, I can activate this because Catholicism get reform desire, and so on and so on and so on. No? Or move court to Versailles would bring me basics in Paris and prestige, but I have the economic ideas, so it's quite interesting. Gives additional bonuses. Okay. The Nexus stability and expansion. Here you can see first your war exhaustion. The higher the war exhaustion, the more unrest you have. That's the main point. And you can reduce it for diplomatic points. And here is the point where you can increase the stability. If you go here, you can see what each level would bring you. National unrest, missionary strength, really corruption, and institution spread, for example. But if the higher stability is, the more expensive it is to hire it. You can to raise it. You can raise it through, or you can boost it through using administrative points. The base is 100, and if you have +1, then be 150, and so on and so on. And each level of negative, as you can see, national unrest gets higher, and a lot higher. Legitimacy gets lower, and so on. And it's really important. And then here, lower you can see states and territories. If you go on, you can see which states you have and how much development they have, and so on and so on, and also for territories. Then you can see overextension here. If you have overextension, you can manage it by clicking here. And high overextension is not a good thing, but I will tell you more about this in a guide about the art of war, I will tell it maybe. So yeah, that I will explain you about overextension, which is a quite or can be a very, very punishing mechanic. Here you can see also disasters which can happen, Red Revolution, and so on and so on. If you go with the disaster, you can see what has to be active, so you get it. And if you get a disaster, it's not good. It's a disaster, at least. Here you can see expansion. Your colony range and colony growth rate, the settler increase yearly, and which policy you have active more in the colonialism. Then the next step is religion. We are Catholic, and we can at the moment not convert. As Catholic, we could convert then if it's named to Protestant and Reformed. Here you can see which bonuses you get from your religion and the tolerances. A lower tolerance gives you more unrest in a province that is, for example, Orthodox or Coptic. So if you own such a province that has quite a low tolerance, then this province gets a lot of unrest. And if you have a high tolerance, it lowers your unrest. So, and also tolerance of heavens. So that's the important thing. You can also go to papal view. You can also become, for 500 gold, Defender of Faith. Not really my favorite mechanic. I don't like it, I don't use it. So, and next, very, very important thing is the military overview. Here you can see what unit tech you are. We're Western, and which units you have. If you click on this, you can choose another unit, and some stronger units you get them with higher military technology. And also here you have infantry, cavalry, and artillery. Artillery you get with technology level 7, military technology. Then you see the naval units. Also here you get better ships with better diplomatic technology, but you cannot choose them here. As you can see, I will tell you in the fleet guide how to improve the ships. And here's a complete overview: how much infantry, how much firepower and infantry should they have, combat modificators, etc., etc., and so on. Then you have a complete overview over all your modificators, over military tactics, over discipline, fort defense, and so on and so on, your morals and so on. Then here you can mothball all forts. Forts have the problem they are very expensive in the upkeep. So I mothballed that if I don't want to go to war and I don't have to pay the full upkeep. I save money. That's the point. And I can automatically let him raise the main hits during war. So, or I'll activate all forts back. You can see here how many forts you have active. But then you have your leaders. We have 2 of 2 at the moment. Here you can hire new leaders. For example, recruiting the more normal general will cost you 50 military points. An admiral for your fleet, for navy, will cost you 50 diplomacy points, and also you can make a general out of your ruler or here. But they are more probably to die when they are in army fighting. Logical. And also you need, if you have one special idea, you can also get conquistadores or the explorers, which can explore example, this is where you have fog void, this terra incognita. So that's the point. Then you have subjects. As we don't have any subjects, I cannot go here. But I will show you this in the respective guide. And we have the states, that also quite, yeah. A mechanic that you don't really need. You can see all the points you have on your state. We have 3: this the bourgeoisie, the clergy, and nobility. You can interact with them as you have interactions. They can give you quite bonuses, but they have loyalty. If this goes below, what is it? 40, I think. No, yeah, 40. 40 is it? 40. Below 40, then as you can see, the development cost and trade efficiency will be higher for us. This is not good, and they have also a portion of land they want to have. For example, the nobility needs at least 50% of your land. The land means your states, not your territories. Only states are counted here. Or territories to a small account. So this is this, and then we have this here, the production interface. I will show you too. First, it's an interface for land units. If I click on the land unit, I click on the province, I can see that it is produced, and I create, and this also goes for mercenaries, and I create a template here. But to do this, you need the DLC Art of War, and it's a very good thing to have this DLC because of first two things. Because of this here, this is very great, and you can create a template. For example, I want to have an army of 5-2 built in 7 provinces. I save it, and if I go on it, I click on it, all this army I want to have here is built with one click. This is really great. It saves you a lot of time. So good thing. So a lot of this, it's quite good to have Art of War, especially if you can get it in the sale. So the same goes for naval units, but it's clear I only can produce them here in the coastal province, and here you can create a template too. Then make core. If you have uncored land, you can core it here. Send missionary. If you have another religion, you can send missionaries here. They should change this. This is dumb. I never use this here for coring or missionaries. Local autonomy is quite good. You can see where you have a lot of we have unrest. We have -9, -7, so negative unrest. We don't need to hire the autonomy. If I do this, the unrest goes lower. That's the simple point. And if I lower it, the unrest goes higher. So then we can change cultures. If I need to, I would change a culture to get the full bonuses out of the province. But it's quite expensive, and it takes quite a long time to do this. And that's the point. Not very effective to do this because it simply takes a lot of time. To see 10 years. This is quite a lot. And it costing. This is only not a really high developed province, so not so good. The next thing is the buildings. At the moment we only can build castles because we don't have the technologies. If I want to build a castle, I click on the castle and I click on where I want to build it. They cost. You can see here how it costs, and you can, if you are in this view, you can sort it. Also by improvement value, this is important more, for example, churches that higher tax modificator or production efficiency, for example, or such things like this, like the trade station, like the manufactories. They are very important, but more in the economy section. Then here you can see your development, and you can also raise your development. And as you can see, if I want to raise my tax value, it costs me administrative point 66. this would cost me diplomatic points and military points, military power. So quite a little bit. Yeah, I have to sort it, and you can sort it by local text value, for example, or local text modifier. And if you go over it, you can see yeah, how much would it be, would the text increase if I raise it. So 0.09. If I raise it, I do it 0.9, I will get more texts out of it. So it's also it's very good to raise the development where it brings you a lot. So then we have also the states, and also you can see then in the map where they are, and the diplomacy view, which is very good. But about this I will tell you more in the diplomacy section of my guide. So I close it, and yeah, I think this is all for this guide. No, not all. I forgot the view of the great powers. You can see here, if you have enough development, it can become a great power, and you get additional bonuses. But if you get, but if other countries get more than you can lose it. It gives you bonuses. Gives you a bonus for the power projection, which is quite good, and so on and so on. It gives additional diplomatic actions, and this is the point. But I will show you more about this in the diplomatic guide. So this is it. This is how the user interface look like, and this is how some basic mechanics like prestige or legitimacy work. And yeah, at this point I say we see in the next guide. It will be about the economy. So until then, goodbye.